total is 10 camera angles. Every artist, every beginner artist, they're concerned with how to make interesting frames, how to make interesting compositions, and also, like separately, they're concerned about how to draw perspective properly and how to draw different angles, how to draw like camera angles and objects in different angles in the proper perspective. And here, this is example or like approach I want to recommend is to make this kind of studies from your favorite artworks, like movies, anime, comic books, whatever. You not just practice perspective on itself or how to draw something like objects and composition like separately. No, you go in directly to visual language of your medium or you want to work with, and you break it down. You look like, okay, here is a certain typical angles, typical compositions. It's like visual tropes. So you can practice just like, for example, here I have like 10 angles. Just like draw every week 10 pictures of different angle from some of your favorite cartoon or movie. And this will build you your visual language, like kind of visual library. It will feed you with this efficient patterns, which will help you to tell like story and also in kind of with many variations in your visual language, not be stuck in a couple tricks, you know. You need to have like more wide kind of array of tools. Look like how many shots you can do. So, and the system here, idea here is that you break down to structure, which is just like mainly it's perspective grids here. And then you can adjust, you can make change with some elements. You can like change whole scene for totally different scene, but you will use same pattern, you will use same perspective grid, same structure. And like it's very helpful and useful, and it's a very professional approach to know these patterns, know these structures. So like here you can change these vehicles, you can draw less vehicles, you can draw different model types, you can draw these two characters for your characters, you can add some more people, or you can put some other props, you can change like a city for another city, you can change trees, you can add some birds, you know, you can do a lot of stuff with the elements, but you can just steal composition and perspective from this frame. So you don't be stuck in this like empty situation when you don't have reference in front of you, and when you just trying to invent some interesting shot. Instead of this, you gather interesting shots, and the best way is also you gather and structuralize them. Overhead perspective, it's when we have Y vanishing point within frame. So it's like vertical lines converging in the vanishing point. And this vanishing point is also called nadir. And it's like right below you or below camera. So if camera standing here and this camera look right below itself, it will see this vanishing point for y axis or vertical lines. So then we have x-axis for this and z-axis. So it's like a pattern for this kind of angle, for this kind of shot. And here also like kind of variables when you can move this vanishing point in any area within your frame. Also, you can tilt camera, so this grid will look like this, like X and Z will be tilted, not just parallel to paper. So let's make here also. But this is very important to have this simple pattern, so it will give you clear idea how whole composition organized. Also, if you're not sure what is XYZ I'm talking here, go to my playlist Perspective Basics and watch tutorials there. Have like very first tutorial talking very clearly for beginners about how it works. So then we have bird view. So here camera will be like about 45 angle. So if we talk about camera angle, but something around it, not don't need to be like exact, like exactly 45 angle. And this kind of shot goes like drone shot, helicopter shot, and yeah, bird view. So, and for this one, like most typical kind of perspective, it's when is no vanishing point and no conversion. So we have like vertical lines, just parallel lines, then z lines, just parallel, and also x, they're just parallel. So there's no vanishing points, no horizon line. And again, can be variations and variations where you just like tilt cameras, so it's like y-axis can be tilted and the direction of z and x, it's also like very variable thing. So let's say like this. But sometimes also it's fine to add a little conversion. We can see this kind of variations when there is little conversion for y-axis. So let's say I tilt it here this way, this direction, and I add a little conversion because it's still kind of down shot. Camera look down, so it's natural for y-axis to have conversion. So kind of this. But z and x, they still will be just parallel to each other. So then third type of down shot It's kind of like a more narrow type of bird view. It's called extreme high angle, or I call it like a security camera. Maybe like point of view. So for this one, we have convergence of y-axis and convergence of z-axis. Still no horizon line, no vanishing points, but we have like z and y have convergence, and x will be just like this. So x here, x-axis, parallel to horizon line, but horizon line not inside frame. Horizon line is like outside of frame. So you can just like do couple drawings for practice, and it will be very easy for you. And just at first, these perspective grids might be perceived kind of unfriendly, but it's very easy and it's super convenient and super useful thing. So same, let's do, you can tilt camera. So let's say y axis will be tilted this way, then x axis perpendicular here, right? So it have like 90 degree, like here. So, and z-axis will be like this. So another also thing, if you again like beginner for this, you can just copy, follow me, just copy exactly what I draw. Just later you will watch this record of this video. Just push pause and copy these grids, and then just improvise and draw whatever you want inside. Like, let's say like a vehicle here. Some dude. So just train your brain, create this like neural network, so you will have like clear idea from practice about how this stuff works. Because it's not enough to look, you need to do it, and you need to do it many times. So then we have subtle high angle, high angle. So, and this type of downshot, where it also can be like 45. Yes, this is all kind of about 45, let's say. In general, it's like about 45 angle. And subtle high angle, actually, it's like camera already look straight, but like frame we're taking, like into composition, will be mostly below camera. So below camera level, like let's draw like this. So in this case, we will have the situation when horizon line present in a frame, but it's like on a very high quarter of a frame. And most important here, how it's related to characters inside. So it's like main characters or like characters on who is like frame is making attention, they will be below. It's like very close, but below this horizon line. So even like one can stay close, maybe have like close up and some far away. So you see, it's like horizon line always above their heads. So this is subtle high angle. So it's little, but we're looking down on them. They're like below viewer eye level, below camera eye level. So, and the Z vanishing point can be anywhere here. So we can put it here. So it will be the Z vanishing point. It's not a big deal here. You can make a lot of variations. So where is the Z vanishing point? You can even make this like 2-point perspective. So I'll show you. And also y-axis, it can be just vertical lines, or you can put some like 3 vanishing point convergence on it below. So let's show it here. So you can make little conversion for y-axis. This horizon line. Or you even can make like 2-point perspective without vanishing points. So it's like if we have Z and X like this. It still will be like this type of angle because we have horizon line very high and main character or group of characters they're below horizon line. So so here that's it with the down shots. Maybe let's make one more subtle high angle example to make it clear. You can also tilt it a little bit, just maintain horizon line on the top part of a frame. Так, so and here let's show you again. So overhead, you notice it's just like straight down. It's like from satellite. It's like a view from satellite. Or here we have in the elevator, it's kind of vanishing point right here in the center. So all vertical lines converging in this vanishing point. Then bird view, like I say, is like isometry. So you see this x-axis following this shadow and z-axis go in this direction. And the y-axis here is just vertical lines. So later we'll draw it. You can see again here it's literally from helicopter, view from helicopter. Same, you can see y, z, x. It's very clear. Here we have like this bird view with a little conversion for y-axis. solid. So you see so vertical y-axis here, and here it goes z, kind of just parallel lines for z axis and x axis. So you see how it's kind of same pattern in the many different versions. So here it's like even easier. It's just vertical, then here z, and here x, and let's go inside helicopter, and let's go outside to all these details, all these elements. So this extreme high angle, like I say, it's like same bird view, but it's like more close-ups or kind of interior spaces. So here we have like character, like full shot. It's not a wide shot, it's full shot here. Here is like close-up. And yeah, most typical it will be also like in Ghost in a Shell, high extreme high angle is like when we have verticals convergent and the Z convergent. So it's like most typical for this kind of, but sometimes it's just simple. So here it's actually more simple. It's again like isometry. So like this one, let's take two to this, for example. So it's y-axis for vertical. It's like, let's call it x axis. And z axis. So and you can make here like x axis also this way, kind of, and this z axis this way, and y axis this way. So it's because it's not clearly presented here, we don't have any geometry like lines on the ground or box constructions. So you just can make up any kind of isometry for x and z, but important is just to notice what kind of y-axis here. On this one, y-axis is just parallel vertical lines, because we can see they all don't have any conversion. But if you notice, like if like I don't know, like his head bigger, shoulder big here, and then body start to go more narrow, so we can say like, so here is like this conversion y-axis, and then again you just make parallel z and x. So like I say, it's just like very standard patterns with perspective grids. You just need to practice, then you will have this like clear idea, and you will be very nimble with this. So here subtle high angle, like I say, when it's horizon line above characters. So it's like this one. You see it's vanishing point here, horizon line here, and all characters below horizon line. It's like here, have like horizon line somewhere about here. And it's hard to say, maybe it's like his eye level, or it's a little above him. But anyway, you can easily turn it into this subtle high angle. So up to you, kind of you have option. Same this one, like I just put it here because most of vehicles they're below horizon level. So we can also consider it as a subtle high angle. So straight up, it's upshot. In this upshot, it means camera looking directly up. So it's seeing this Y vanishing point, which is called zenith. So Y vanishing point below under you, it's nadir. Vanishing point above you, it's a zenith. But it's kind of exactly same like overhead. If we talk about perspective grid, it's just Y vanishing point in which all vertical lines converge. It's just this vanishing point not below, it's above. So, and same, you can draw whatever direction you want parallel lines for z and x. Is just remember here z axis perpendicular to x axis. They're always perpendicular, but when there is conversion, it's like little more complicated because you need to know where is straight line for kind of like better watch like another my tutorial to understand like this fisheye stuff. But let's say for this isometric kind of perspective, you just remember like here z and x they're perpendicular, and here also perpendicular. Okay. Oh, and then it's kind of it can be like somebody standing here. Like it is also this Tarantino kind of trunk shot, or like you're lying on the ground and there's somebody approach, like look down to you, or it's just like here maybe some birds flying in the sky, so looking up and some clouds. Oh, and also can be buildings, like maybe it's like cyberpunk, and we have a lot of these skyscrapers, and the little sky appears in a small crack between skyscrapers. So let's go straight up. So then upshot, call like ground level. So it's like similar to subtle high angle, but opposite. And this case when we have horizon line, but is like very low in the frame. So like here we have dude line. It's almost like a ground shot, but not quite. So we can have like vanishing point in any place on this horizon line. Here, x-axis will be just parallel to horizon line. And then have y-axis like this. So if we have characters, they all will be standing on the horizon line. They're like standing on the same line. And if you draw buildings, see kind of this. So same, you can do like convergent y-axis like this because it's upshot. So we can have this like 3-point convergence. But also there's kind of like variation of this kind of angle is called warm view. It's when we don't have this horizon line in the frame, but camera kind of in the same ways. So if like this ground level, camera is lying on the ground like this, right? So this kind of what is filming. It's filming kind of this area. In warm view, it can be like we take this part of a video without including ground or horizon line inside frame, or maybe it's like we moving camera up, so camera is like still on the level of the ground, so horizon line still will be here, but like camera field of view will be there, so like we can take like in our frame any area there. So horizon line somewhere very below of our frame, And let's say have this like perfect example from Ghost in the Shell, actually. The ground level. Yeah, like this, like one of ground level, or this one. So walking dude. We don't have horizon line inside, but camera like leaning on the ground. It's like warm view, you know, like you're looking from warm POV. Or this one, or this one. So yeah, maybe it's like not exactly on the ground, but very low. Somewhere like horizon line, very low. Or this one, like this guy. So it's typical warm view. So we don't have horizon line, but camera on the ground. So y-axis will converge like this. And x and z, x can be just parallel like this, and z will be converging like this. So it's like security camera point of view, but from the ground. So I don't know, maybe I can make arrow here. It's kind of like a security camera perspective grid. So here in Patlabor, yeah, well later I will draw maybe this like here line guy on the ground, or here where we have like running dude. So it's kind of like ground level. And there is three type of grids. Well, actually four. So these four types is just like 1 point perspective, can be 2 point perspective grid, and whole thing is about level of horizon line according to character. So in your frame, let's say we have some characters here, and the horizon line is on the level of their knee. You see? So here is horizon line, and so this kind of frame we'll call knee level because it's on the level of a knee. Same here, it's like tilted, but if we take this guy, this figure, so and the horizon line is kind of on the level of his knees, is tilted, but it's here. Then I took this one, it's like standing guy, and the horizon line about knee of standing guy. Here you see how clear is it, like it's just literally horizon line here. So everybody knee will be on the same horizon line. So same we can say with the hip level. So like this guy standing here, horizon line about his hip level, shoulder level. Let's say this one clearly, like we have convergence. Yeah, so it's kind of like can be like so many variants, like shoulder level, chest level, thigh level, like a middle of a thigh, whatever can be like shin level. But I took this like knee, hip, and shoulder because they really often happen here. So like this one, you see it's about waist level. So, and then eye level. So we have like vanishing point on the eye level or horizon line on the eye level. So this one like fisheye version of it. So we have like horizon line on his about his eye level. Then we have like this curved y axis and curved x axis. So here is kind of about his eye level. Here, so eye level of this guy. Yeah, so four types, about four types, just like talking about like different height of a horizon line according to character. So let's say here, like HL to character. So let's say so you can have like high level. See, you can have this kind of waist level. You can have knee level. And then it just, let's say knee level, right? So just make a vanishing point, or it can be like multiple vanishing points, two vanishing point. So let's say I want one more character here. So here is for you this like a set of angles, and let's analyze these images from Patlabor according to this system, to these patterns. So here we have two nice overheads. So here, like you can start from a most obvious. So here's like this z-axis and x-axis. They're just like that, just like a net. And then you look, where is the y vanishing point? It's kind of here, very low. So this will be y vanishing point. And I just drop a couple lines for convenience. For elevator, okay, elevator, we have a box. So it's also easy to find X and Z. It's like this will be Z, like this will be X, and nadir, or this Y vanishing point, about here. Hello, Bully. Hello, Ervin Papa. Sure, welcome. Так, so let's see here on this frame. We have so it's like consider it like a different layers. Let's say like in a Photoshop, you have layer with a perspective grid, and then you have layer with the composition. And this composition have this like 2D quality when it's just like a shapes. Like here you see we have this geometry. So we have roads and buildings. And vehicles. So defining what is present, it's also critical because like this enable you to replace, adjust for your own purpose. So you can say like, okay, vehicles here, I can draw my own vehicles. I can draw people walking because it's street, right? So there can be people. So I can like add some people. You can even like add like helicopter, whatever. Can make like fighting scene here, maybe explosions and stuff like this. Yeah, yeah, sure. You need to do like I say. Like, what should you do? What should I do?
What do you do? I say what I mean, and I do what I say.
What do you do? Так. So it's a little weird. Anyway, so let's just quickly drop the stuff here. As soon as you, like, sooner you do this kind of practice, sooner you will realize how this is boosting you very fast. It's really life-changing exercise. It's like I say, it's like variation of this learning from master. Is this like master and apprentice education system? It's just like occasionally you don't have like master studio in your area, right? So you study yourself or with your friends, beginners like you. So you need some lead, some guidance. So study from master work. Be closer to master. Don't try be like smarter than them and reinvent this visual language. Same with using instruments. Like same, you need to look like how other artists using tools, because they already did everything possible. Like if you take like ink pen kind of, or ink fountain pen, or um, deep pen kind of, right? It's been so many masters who spent like 1,000 hours, like 100,000, million thousand hour in total. You know, they've been like exploring it in every possible way. So for you, it's like extremely unlikely to invent something new, or at least you will be able to bring something new when you will be already like standing on the shoulders of these masters. You will need to have like whole your life to to bring something new to this like community, kind of, to artist community, to show like, oh, here is like unexpected way to using art materials. Otherwise, all these like beginners and amateurs who trying to be different, they just forcing some nasty stuff, because like it's only way to be different when you're illiterate is to do some cringe, ridiculous mess. And we kind of adequate realist artists, we know it's not the thing. Just be original, like like surprise people is not everything. It's kind of it's not goal on itself. It's also kind of craft. It's also discipline. Yeah, imagine also like it's like a game, right? With certain rules, and people want to see a good game. They don't want to see just chaos. So if people go to a football match, for example, soccer, they want to see like how people running around and punching ball with the legs without hands. If football players will like pull out handguns and start to shoot their opponents, it kind of will help them to win for sure. It's like faster way to win, but it's destroy whole game. It's not a soccer anymore from that point. So same with art. People expect to see some craft. They want to see mastery. And when some kind of hacks want to get over it, it's just kind of destroying whole point. Like what point in art if there is no mastery, if there is no craft? Then you just use camera, use AI and stuff like that. So here's some more zebra. Same is like take like philosophy. I don't know how I'm going to not my field, but I will try. So if like it's kind of like in a philosophy, some dude will say like, "Hey, you don't need to think at all. Just off your monkey brain and kind of floating on the waves." Okay, then it's not philosophy. So I cannot call this thing a philosophy. So here again we have like perspective grid, and then we can make shapes. So say shape of a bottom of a floor in elevator. Shape of this elevator corners. Shape of figures. So have like two finger here. So like one finger here. Have a children finger here. And then outside in this kind of window, so you can see outside. And there is like shoreline. Have freeway, some port. What is this? Make it little random. So I will do tutorial about how to draw people in perspective. I kind of gather more material, preparing very massive, unpresented, unbelievable, best in a universe tutorial about how to draw people in perspective. But here, it's also interesting point is that when you have perspective grid and shape, you can also draw people pretty well in perspective. And most of artists, like many artists, they kind of just learn how to do it without any fancy like 3D structure over figures, So, because you by practicing and making more attempts, you just become better at making like people with a proper look. It's just like really necessary and really important is to have perspective grid so you have clear idea what is kind of foreshortening happening. But you can actually say make a shortcuts and your experience will do trick, because there's like also possibility to just draw pretty good pictures without any structure, but it's like most unlikely because it's too much kind of how to say, it's like too many things, too many decisions you need to put into intuitive part of drawing, so it's not work for most of people. And if you're not genius, it's not your way. And if you're watching tutorials on YouTube, you're not genius, guarantee. This kind of 100%. Because like genius and Ubermensch will not watch tutorials. He just act, just do this thing. Also interesting, like write me in the comments like who read manga Bakuman. Bakuman, Bakuman. Yeah, now we live in a funny time. If you say someone is not a genius, it might be offensive. So, how you call me not a genius? You make me sad. Так, here we have. Wait. Oh, Wait a second. Erwin Papa is you artist, right? You're a comic book artist. And you, if I know it, you make streams, right? I think it's you, because I follow you on Instagram and I seen some streams. Oh, wow. Yeah, your stuff is crazy. Very cool. Everybody go to check out Erwin Papa comic books. It's like your Vikings are crazy. And you don't watch Bakuman? There is like anime and manga, but I don't like anime. I even don't watch it because I can predict it will be like, I don't know, like lame compared to manga. Manga is really fun to read. It's like I don't know. It's more of course for teenagers, but it's still very fun. It's about Japanese manga industry, like how you can become manga artist. It's also showing life of manga artists in Japan. So I love how they show like a different type of artists there. That's like for young artists is like really, really important to read. I think it's just like inspiring and educative. Maybe we can do like together stream. Like maybe I can invite you. Irvin will be cool. Just like you can show about your, you can show your comic book or some like your process or tell about your projects. Or yeah, whatever you like. Because I don't know how to do this. I'm trying now to find some collaborations just to see how it works. I don't know. So yeah, we can do like you can talk and I draw, or you draw and talk. So maybe I will write you on Instagram. You can so ask for details. Let's just okay, cool. So here's So it's not difficult actually to draw this thing. It's difficult to discern, kind of, to figure out like what exactly conditions for like in this work to be like super precise, because this also can be maybe he using like fish eye here. Sometimes it's confusing. So let's say it seems also like this x-axis. It's like this, so horizon line is like this somewhere outside of frame. And then we have this for z axis, and this kind of, yeah, maybe he using here this kind of fish eye. Let's do pose. So, because once you have perspective grid, can draw whatever, can draw anything. So here we have like observation. Yeah, and also like when you make studies of other artists, also kind of keep in mind sometimes it might be some, I mean, it's always there some mistakes, but sometimes they may be like unexpectedly big, so very confusing. Like you think it's cannot be mistakes like so essential, but there is sometimes they really like weird. So keep it in mind too. Don't don't stuck too much with perfectionism, and because this can like freeze you. Better like you come back after a couple of months, double check, review, analyze again. So you will see it was like your mistake or there is really something weird in original work. Так. So here also important to mention, let's say, this part with buildings. Let's say if I make this z-axis and we have this y-axis. But there, all these buildings, they have different angle. Right? Like some have this angle, that angle. Just jumping around in crazy angles. And you can like spend some time and like really do vanishing point for them, but it's too annoying and boring. So after some time, actually, you train your eye and you will see how to fake it, like pretend you calculate it properly. So you just start to feel this like a surface. It's like space and the layers in the space, like invisible surfaces, you know. So you can like drop these planes and then you just apply this curvature of vertical axis and you make them buildings. So having like one perspective grid, it's help for you to establish property of space, because you will see what kind of distortion happen in this kind of space here. Same can do with, don't know, like this one. So this is how I draw these like small buildings in different angles here. So So after you do like about 100 studies like this, like analysis of your favorite artist, it's already like will make for you perspective very easy. And difficult part, it will be about like specific about how to draw vehicles, how to draw people in general, like people clothing. Because you will find like, yeah, I can place human proportions in perspective, but I'm very bad with drawing like features of human, like fingers, like muscles and stuff like that. So it will be not much about perspective. It's more about like particular kind of thing you want to draw. Because talk like about perspective itself, like solely perspective, is just about axis of XYZ. That's it. You just need to know how to establish space. Yeah, in the box. Let's say in the box. So have space and the box in a space. So if you're able to draw box, rotate box in a space in a different kind of conditions when it's like linear, curvilinear perspective, then you can draw anything. Depends on the level. It depends on your ability of drawing like particular thing. Because like if you know how to draw people, it's mean you kind of able to visualize like as a human in a box. Like if he is packed in a box or itself like have some box properties like top, left, right, bottom and stuff like this. And if you able to simplify it and see it as a box, then you just need to figure out space and put this box in this space. Or space will figure out you and make box from you. So here's some cables. So this kind of study is also important. Like with the thumbnails, you learn very fast because you don't spend time for making long lines, and you don't worry much about perfection, kind of, but you going through whole process. It's really give you this like experience of making complete composition in a very short time. So later when you need to do like bigger final works, you will feel like you already have some practice, kind of. It will be less restraining. Mm. Yeah, this light and dark, very, very cool. It's kind of important always to manage this like relationship between light and dark. So it can be some like shadows, cast shadows, or more like broken patterns. So you can use like to emphasize some important objects or character with a shadow, can like make light character on like standing against dark shadow, like cast shadow or like dark wall of a building. Or you can just like separate like foreground from background. So like here we have like this first plan is in the shadow, and far plan is more lit. Yeah, it's like incredible how like visual language have so many parameters, and you like tossing them around. It's really like some kind of game, like a card game. It's like, and you kind of can treat it with a different level of awareness. Sometimes you just like based on your experience, like when I was in a childhood drawn stuff, I just like seen some cartoons, some comic books, and then I just draw my own thing, right? But then when you're more adult, it's kind of our brain so much interfere that you need to be more aware of these nuances. So also like requirements is higher, so you need to be like more professional. It's not enough to be just kind of doing whatever you want. You need to be more literate, you need to better understand process. So and then you kind of study and apply these composition principles. Let's do some more stuff here. So it's like, as adult, you need to learn a lot of rules, a lot of techniques, and also you need to figure out how to become fluent with them. Because unless you fluent, it's like you're not very creative. Actually, you're still like on a learning stage. So let's make this shit up. Yeah, like again, I think it's perfect. Like with a sport, let's say like a boxer. So like there is a lot of techniques, strategies, all these principles. You need to learn them, you practice them, but then you don't have like much time in the actual fight to think in the process. Like in the process, you like already implementing your plan which you think before, but now you just like automative and intuitive. So same with art. You need to learn complex skills. You need to learn all these complex techniques and install them into subconsciousness. You need to make them part of your subconsciousness so you don't think about them. You practice making them like a fluent nature of yourself. So it's kind of like also can compare to driving a car. So at first you're very nervous, you control every move, you constantly like need to think about every detail in your like how you control your steering wheel, like looking in the mirrors, looking everywhere, so much stress. But then with the practice, you just start to feel it, like if you're walking. So you have more brain resource for like thinking about your road, maybe more awareness to see what happened on the road so you can react faster. And how to do this, right? Like how to make technique intuitive, how to make it fluent. Simple answer, very simple. It's a repetition. Just freaking repetition. And you can, like, best of course is like actual work, like when you have like just doing actual task many times, so you get your perfect practice, perfect repetition. But we can also make a model of this practice. And the model of this practice, like a simulator, simulator of your professional experience, it's to study your favorite artist. So like right now, it's a repetition for me. It's like having this like simulation of a fight. Like a boxer, he have like he need to work like on a punching bag or make some certain moves, like fight with a shadow. All this, it's uncomparable to actual fight. Like this one, it's much easier to do than actually make my own work. right? But still is very close, and it's train a lot of important. It give me practice of a lot of important skills I will implement when I do actual my thing. So it's kind of like this routine in a sport. Like when you analyze, you study other artist work, like master work. Vertical lines, just parallel vertical lines. Then we have this for Z and this for X. Then say these are helicopter, interior. Так, here we have machine gun. Helicopter, paracopter. Так, here. This. So it's like a 3-barrel minigun. And some buildings. I will just draw random buildings. Don't want to really follow here too much reference. So in here, interesting, very interesting case with a shoulder level on very high. So it's I call it here shoulder level because this guy. So it's like horizon level on his shoulders. It's here. So it can be like shoulder level or hip level for this guy. So it's kind of example of how many variety within these patterns. So let's do this as a shoulder level. Vertical axis, y-axis, just like this, and x-axis just like that. And horizons, horizon. Yeah, let's do like here. Yeah, so it's definitely this guy here because vanishing point is right on him. So it's horizon level and also vanishing point on this guy. So it's like frame is composed in a way so we will definitely notice this group of people in the office. So let me do this. Shoulder level if we talk about this guy's shoulders. Here's horizon line. Then let's go eye level. Let's go. So like this one, it's like a very Patlabor like signature view. And this one, it's kind of like very boring. So let's take this fish eye close up. It's even, it's not like eye level, it's like his forehead. It's about here. It's like third eye level.
In every moment I remember my place in the chain of the guardians of the fire. I am a modern alchemist whose will and creativity transform chaos into order, darkness into light. When I feel doubt or deviate from the path, I return to the source of my power, to the eternal flame that burns within me, and aspiring, protecting, and guiding. I am the link between the past and the future, and the power of ancient traditions flows through me. In every moment I remember my place in the chain of the guardians of the fire. I am a modern alchemist whose will and creativity transform chaos into order, darkness into light. When I feel doubt or deviate from the path, I return to the source of my power.
Я зажигаю